Hello and welcome back to the channels of Metamon Racing Network. It's been a couple months in the making, but we are back and better than ever. I'm Blake Tilbrook, and tonight we are broadcasting round 3 of Full Throttle Simracing's IndyCar Series. Tonight we find ourselves cracking some fast-paced laps around Chicagoland Speedway for the Illinois 200. We've had 2 different race winners in the past 2 rounds. Will we add another unique race winner tonight, or will we have our first repeat race winner of the season? We'll find out in 134 laps time, so don't go anywhere. We got plenty of action coming from Chicagoland Speedway tonight. Personally, I can feel the nervousness in the air among the drivers. It's definitely going to play a key role tonight in determining the outcome of where drivers finish and whatnot. You know, especially racing wheel to wheel at 340 plus kilometers an hour in these machines in the IndyCar Dallara 18. So, yeah, we're using the new package in this series here at Full Throttle Simracing's IndyCar Series tonight. Yeah, we've got plenty more to come. We're about to enter 5-minute qualifying session. So each and every single driver on the grid we'll have 2 opportunities to get a fast lap in to see where they fare in the outright qualifying standings. So think of it as more of a shootout tonight. And for every qualifying session that we have in the series, it's the same setup that we have for the entirety of the series. So we'll get right into it. The guys are just finishing up in this practice session as we speak. And we saw a couple of incidences on the camera just a few moments ago. So hopefully we don't have too much of that unfold tonight. I'm sure the guys will keep clean heads in determining whether they make moves on guys or not. But there we go. That was Michael Shaw in the number 07. Completely binned it heading into turn 1. Had the rear end a little bit loose and obviously ended up into the outside wall there. Completely spinning off the circuit. So hopefully we don't see too much of that tonight. So we'll just get these cameras up and running. So here we go. We'll hop on board with Bollock here. So he's driving the number 60. Just getting all my race information up on screen as we speak. So we'll have a look at the times and how they're faring so far. So we got Tocasio with a 24.7. He's 3/10 of a second clear of Barber, the young gun. And we got Malone in P3. And we got McKenzie. He's currently sitting in P4. And Michael Shaw rounds out your top 5. Bollock, who we're currently on board with, he's returned the pit lane. I think that's transitioning over to the qualifying session right now. So here we go. We're about to get into the real thing as we speak. You can see the wonderful scenes over Chicagoland Speedway here for the Illinois 200. So I'm Blake Tilbrook, and we are broadcasting round 3 of Full Throttle Sim Racing's IndyCar Series. It's the Illinois 200. We've got plenty of racing coming right up in a few moments' time. So we're just waiting on the first drivers to come out on track to set their laps. There's definitely going to be no rush in doing so because the drivers have 5 minutes to get out on track and record their best time in 2 laps. So essentially that first lap is going to be more of a get up to speed type lap, and realistically your second lap will be the lap you're looking for the fight for pole position with. So I don't think the first lap is going to be too much of an indicative factor of where drivers will sit. Personally, from my point of view, unless they have a little bit of a moment on that second lap, of course. So just quickly hop on board with Malone. He's one of the top tier drivers here at Full Throttle Sim Racing. And he's driving for Southern Stars Esports tonight. And there's a fair share of those guys in this race tonight here. So we got young Ryan Barber, who's also driving for Southern Stars. And we got Tom Pritchard, who's also going to be out on track fairly soon. So here we go. Qualifying has officially started. We're on board with Malone in car 33. So we'll hop on board with him. So obviously it's you get the whole track to yourself, so you're not going to get the benefit of slipstream going behind another car tonight. You'll only have that sort of effect when it comes race time. So McKenzie has set provisional pole at this stage, a 25 flat. Plays Michael Shaw. He's half a 10th of a second behind McKenzie. So it's all to play for on this final lap dash. Mocky moves up in the P3 with a 25-1. Wonderful effort from him. What does Tocasio have in store for us as we stay on board with Malone? He's about to cross control line now. Is it good enough to improve? No, it's not. It actually is. Got a massive delay there, but that's done and dusted for Malone, and it's only good enough for P2. Darren McKenzie has returned at the pit lane, so he's done and dusted. Brett Campbell not out on track. Ryan Barber, the young gun, he hasn't come out on track yet. Tom Pritchard, he's currently sitting in P8. John Tocasio is actually sitting in P6 now. So Campbell, Barber's out on track now, so we'll hop on board with him. So McKenzie, currently provisional pole for the Illinois 200. He's closely followed by Malone in P2 for Southern Stars Esports. He's only 3/100ths of a second down. There's barely anything in it between the top 3. So here we go, Ryan Barber, the young gun moves up in the P2 of that lap. I'm not sure if this is going to be another hot lap. Seems as though he's throwing down a bit. I reckon he's done and dusted for qualifying. So I'm not sure how many drivers we actually have registered for this one. Looks as though we have 10 drivers registered. So I think that's everyone done and dusted. We're just waiting for the time to tick down. So we'll just quickly have a look at how the championship standings are starting to shape up, because it's quite interesting. The grid. So here we go. Here are your standings once I actually transfer the data. So there we go. We got Sam Catacazino's actually sitting as the championship leader, but he's had a no-show tonight so far. So we're definitely going to have a change for the championship lead tonight with Darren McKenzie currently pole position, and that's where he will start this race from pole here at Chicagoland Speedway. He's on 71 points. We've got Adam Malone, and he's sitting P3 in qualifying. So we've got two realistic chances for the championship lead to be changed in favour of those two guys. And even the young gun of Ryan Barber, he's sitting in P4, 63 points. Tom Pritchard also joining the grid tonight. So it's easy enough for any of those top 5 guys to actually jump ahead of Sam Catacazino's. He actually won last week in round 2 of the IndyCar Series. And I think Adam Malone is the other race winner this season in round 1. And you can see he currently sits P3. Brian Bullock is actually joined us tonight as well. He's sitting P6. Joe Tacasio, he's actually moved up in the P7. He's joined the grid tonight as well. Matty Simpson, P8. Kobe Jordan, P9. And Goofall rounds out your top 10. So we're about to enter the live scenes of race time here at Chicagoland Speedway for the Illinois 200. So we'll quickly reiterate the grid once we get to it. So here's how the official grid will line up. I just have to... It's very buggy at the moment. I'm not sure why. Might have to refresh. So the guys are gridding up as we speak. In the meantime, I'm just going to try and get this issue fixed. I'm not sure if that's actually showing up on the live scene. It's completely glitched out on my end. So the guys are waiting to go here. So the pace car has launched off for the formation lap here at Chicagoland Speedway for the Illinois 200. So once I get this issue rectified, we'll go through the grid. So we've got a 10-car field tonight, so reasonably depleted, but still nothing short of bumper-to-bumper racing at 340 plus kilometres an hour. It's still a treat we've got in store for us tonight. So yeah, we should have that all rectified now. So we'll have a look at the official grid. Still having a few dramas here. So here we go. It'll be Darren McKenzie for Southern Stars. Lining up from P1 alongside him, the young gun in Ryan Barber. He's an up-and-coming young talent in the full throttle sim racing world. And yeah, obviously that the evidence is there. A front row start for him, so he can be quite happy with his efforts there, that's for sure. Pretty sure his old man is his race engineer tonight, so he's going to have a lot of experience and wisdom in his left-hand side. So here we go green. Just about for the Illinois 200. So green flag racing. I think that was a massive jump from Darren McKenzie, I'm pretty sure it is. And it is. He got a massive launch on the young gun, Ryan Barber. Let's quickly go through the grid here. We'll hop back on board with Mackenzie at the front. So Barber's actually right on the rear end now. And he's lurking in the background here as we're about to go free wide at the end of lap 1. So it's Malone, Mackenzie, Barber, that's your top 3. Mookie and Shaw rounds out your top 5. We've got West, Casio, Pritchard, Bullock and Campbell. That is your standings after lap 1. We've got a massive focus here on the top 3. We've got Barber on the inside in the purple livery, IndyCar. On the outside, we have got Darren McKenzie. The pole series completely dropped off this pack as Malone has completely gapped them at the start of lap 2. In the background, in the red IndyCar, there we got Mookie in the... Sorry, I'm not good with numbers at this stage. Just got to get used to the guys on the grid. So Mookie in the 39 IndyCar machine. So the top 5 reasonably close in terms of gaps here. So that's your front battle pack starting to heat up. So Campbell, hop on board with him. We'll get a decent view from the back of the pack here. So Campbell's actually currently sitting in P10. You've got the front battle pack and the mid battle pack. So the top 5 are completely in a world of their own. And you've got places 6th to 9th there, just ahead of Campbell, who we're currently on board with. Get a decent view of what's going on ahead. So that mid-pack group is taking it single file at this stage. Top 5, I reckon we might actually hop on board one of those front guys. So now it's Barber on the inside. He's currently holding the lead. We're on board with Malone. He's just going to get right back into the slipstream. Absolutely a shit ton of pressure on the young gun in Barber. He sends it down the inside there quite easily. But keep in mind, oval racing, there's a lot of changes for positions, especially when you have a close battle like this between the top 5 that we've got going on now. So it seems like these that are really gonna up the antics tonight. So every one of those guys in the top 5 are challenging for championship glory in this season of IndyCar. It's season 2. And tonight we're at Chicagoland for the Illinois 200. Barber on the inside. He's got the lead of this one, barely over Malone. Then it's Mackenzie in P3. Mookie moves up in the P3 now. So those top 5 guys are pretty much wheel to wheel. Oh, we're lucky not to have had a caution come out there, as Mookie and Barber almost made contact on the inside apron there. It almost got pear-shaped for the two of those guys. That means Malone has got an easy opportunity ahead. Mookie's completely gapped them now. Barber is just trying to regain momentum. So yeah, a lot of those top 5 guys dropping off now. Mackenzie and Mookie, those guys are actually dropping off the back of the pack here between the top 2. Then we got Matt West. He's actually moved up in the P5. We're currently on board with him now. He's had a massive moment. This might invite the first caution, and it does, I reckon. Oh, so lucky enough, he's held on to that. Very good car control from West to hold on to that. Lucky enough, we've had no caution. It would have played a lot of the guys back into it, especially in that mid-pack group. We would have had a lot of guys coming into the pits just to top up on fill, just get those fill numbers in, because we know we're not going to make it on 1 tank per fill, that's for sure. So the guys are really going to have to play strategy tonight. It's definitely going to be hard if you don't have that race engineer spotter type individual in the background in your ear, like, yeah, we've got this much fuel left in the tank. I reckon we're going to have to come in for such and such litres of fuel. There's a lot of guys that don't have that, unfortunately. So we'll hop on board with Malone once again, the front pack. So it's Malone, then it's Barber, and then it's Mackenzie. That's your top 3. Mookie's dropped off the back of this pack just a little bit. The red car in the background. He's slowly regaining momentum, though. He's still within slipstream range, so he shouldn't be losing too much pace in comparison to the guys ahead. But as I've mentioned before, these guys ahead in the top 3, they're in a league of their own at the moment, and they're just playing for keeps, just trying to keep it on track, not not playing themselves into a race winning position right now. It's all about, playing it consistently with these early laps earlier on in the race. So it's just about to see where you fare between your competition around you at this stage, and whether or not you can sustain that sort of pace throughout the entirety. So guys like Malone and McKenzie, we know those guys are seasoned veterans in the world of full throttle sim racing. Ryan Barber, the young gun, he is really playing for keeps here between those top two guys. And you've got to keep in mind, they're no easy beats here in Malone and McKenzie. Like I said, seasoned drivers in full throttle sim racing have a lot of accolades to their name in that world. But they are all teammates, so no doubt these guys will be over the team radio. So we're trying to work together on this one and, play for keeps in the final 10 laps or so. So I reckon that's probably one of the reasons why we actually haven't had a caution come out yet between the top three, because they are really playing it safe at this stage. Sort of using each other to stay ahead of the rest of the pack. We're currently on board the mid-pack. We're on board with Michael Shaw. So he's currently behind Tom Pritchard in the Fanatec livery ahead. And then ahead of him, Joe Tacasio. He had a decent qualifying lap time earlier on, but he drifted back later on in that qualifying session. He's had to start mid-pack, so he's still got a lot of work to do here. And he's just ahead of this pack. He's currently sitting in P5. And these guys are completely off the pace of the front pack, so they're really going to need a caution to play themselves back into this one. I can assure you that one. I think what was mentioned, something along the lines of 11 or 12 cautions last week in round 2. So, yeah, we had a bit of unfortunate scenes there. I didn't personally watch the race to that extent, but yeah, definitely a lot cleaner tonight so far. So hopefully I don't jinx anything from what I said there. So we're currently still on board with Michael Shaw. He's trying to take a look down the inside on Pritchard, but nothing's really playing into his hands here. It's just just remains status quo here at the moment as he tries to take another look down into turn 1. He's got the pressure on in the background as well. No doubt that's really getting to him in Brian Bullock in the background. So Bullock's currently sitting in P6 in the championship. If he really wants to gain ground and put himself into the top 5, he definitely needs a top 3 finish tonight, no doubt. So whether you're just tuning in, we're still at the early stages of the Illinois 200 for full throttle sim racing's IndyCar Series. This is round 3 at Chicagoland Speedway. We'll quickly hop on board with Ryan Barber, who currently holds the lead over Malone and McKenzie. Malone sends it down the inside. So there's a lot of this sort of stuff going on earlier on, and I wouldn't expect these guys to be fighting bumper to bumper this early either. I think the only exception to that will be Mookie in the background, who isn't a teammate of any of these top 3 guys. So he'll be definitely trying to capitalise off of what transpires ahead. So he's just trying to keep himself in the picture. We got a car off down the inside, and I'm pretty sure that's Adam Malone. He almost completely lost it and almost brought the first caution out for the night. So we've had 2 incidents similar tonight. Matt West doing that having a similar incident just a few laps ago, unfortunately. So it looks as though he caught the inside apron there and almost lost the rear end. With the amount of grip that the IndyCar actually has, it's probably probably someone's worst enemy when it comes to having to correct and try to keep your car on track. Because if you overcorrect, you have too much grip, you can completely bin it and either put yourself into the inside or the outside wall. And here we go, McKenzie down the inside. This is going to be another change for the lead, and he gets that move done quite easily. Mookie's actually moving up quite a lot in the last couple of laps. He's gained a fair, decent amount of ground on the 2 guys ahead, and look for him to really be challenging for a race win tonight based on that pace. So we're up on board with Barber. Got a bit of smoke there. I'm not sure what's happened there. McKenzie defending the inside line here, and Barber sends it down the inside. out of nowhere, another change for lead. See what's transpiring in the background there. Mackenzie dropping off a little bit of pace. We'll hop on board with Pritchard, who's actually, he's fighting it out with Adam Malone, who made that mistake a couple of laps ago now. Malone trying to send it down the inside like Ryan Barber did just a lap ago. We're seeing a lot of that same move replicated lap after lap. So I reckon the guys are just playing it a lot safer tonight. But it's definitely going to be a heated battle in the last 20 laps or so. That's when it's really going to be playing for keeps. I reckon we might actually see a lot of green flag pit stops tonight as well, based on the current racing that we've got. We haven't had a caution come out yet, which for the drivers is definitely a blessing. But I guess if you're a race fan watching on, you'd love to see a caution and love to sort of see that bumper-to-bumper racing once that green flag comes back out. So right now the guys are just sort of playing into their own race positions here. So Malone just trying to regather momentum that he actually lost from that mistake a few laps ago now. And he moves up ahead of Pritchard. Takarsio, he's actually lurking in the background as well. So I reckon the pack behind him, Takarsio, Bullock, and I think Michael Shaw might be a part of it as well. No, he's actually in his own little battle pack here. He's a few hundred metres back from these guys. So you can see the two guys ahead, Pritchard and Malone. They are in the target range of the guys we're currently on board with, Bullock and Takarsio. These guys are really trying to buy themselves back into it. And we haven't seen too much of the lead guys. There's a change for lead here with Mackenzie. There's nothing too unusual there. Barber and Mackenzie, they're trying to work together on this one, I reckon. Not sure what happened there. A couple of lag spots here and there, but we're still going well. We've still got Mookie in the background lurking, so he hasn't really gained too much ground. In matter of fact, he's probably lost a little bit of ground in the last couple of laps. I think it's due to this sort of teamwork play going on here between Mackenzie and Barber, sort of using each other as a slingshot to gap the car behind in Mookie. He's really trying to keep on the rear bumper of these guys. He's really struggling for that top end speed due to the team play that's going on ahead. See, these guys are pretty much replicating each other's race lines lap after lap, just trying to generate that top end momentum. So there's really nothing too interesting going on at the front as we speak. But here we go, Pritchard and Malone. It's all the play for between these two guys. These two guys, they're also teammates as far as I'm concerned. So they'll also be trying to play themselves back into it with this slingshot shot of that they've got going on here. We've got Bullock, he's actually gaining a little bit more ground. So it's definitely the silent killer here, Bullock. He might play himself into it in the later stage of this one. Wait and see what transpires there. So hop on board with him because he's really catching lap after lap. Not sure if he's really upping the pace and really using his tyres to the maximum capability, or he's actually just within the slipstream and getting that little benefit from the slingshot that the guys got going ahead. So you can see the top three guys out of turn 3, turn 4 now. Turn 3 entering we are now with Bullock. Two guys ahead, Malone and Pritchard. The two teammates are going battle. That's for the top 5. That's the battle for P4. So I deeply apologise that I don't have any of the data up on screen. I've completely missed that. I deeply apologise for that. But there you go, Mackenzie. He's got a 7/10 of a second gap over Mookie. What's happened to Barber? Barber, his first caution of the night, lap 36. The young gun, Ryan Barber, completely binned it on exit of turn 4. So what a race it could have been for Barber. He's looking for his first race victory this season. Currently sitting in the top 5 in the championship as well. So that's disastrous scenes for the 16-year-old. So I'm not sure what sort of damage Barber has got, but we'll quickly hop on board with him to see the state of his car. Looks as though we've got a fast repair going on. So he's back out on track, thankfully. So caution, lap 37. He should be back to green light racing in about 2 or 3 laps time. So here we go. We'll just reiterate what's going on right now. Mackenzie is your race leader, followed closely by Mookie right now. And we've got Bullock, that's your top 3. Michael Shaw, Malone. So this is definitely going to favour Malone here after that early mistake that sort of transpired about 12 laps ago now. Got Pritchard in P6, Barber P7, Campbell in P8, Casio in P9. Then West almost made a similar mistake to Malone. He's currently sitting in P10, 17 laps down, so he's parked it up. And no doubt he's watching on from the sidelines. What a race it could have been for him if he could have kept it on track on the lead lap, especially of this caution that's out right now. It's really condensed the field, and once we go back to green light racing, I'm probably going to expect a massive 5-car battle pack at the front once again. But can Barber play himself back into it? That's the question. He's definitely got the pace, but has that damage caused anything too serious? We'll wait and see once we go back to green flag racing. So we'll see if we have anyone that's actually available for a chat here. So I'm not sure when we're actually going back to green flag racing, but we'll quickly hop on board and try to get a bit of perspective from Barber. Hey Ryan, you there, mate? Unfortunately, I don't think we have Ryan on board here, so might get race leader Darren McKenzie in for a chat. We'll see what he had to say about what happened there. There's no doubt he definitely had a good view of it. Hey Darren, you there?
Yes, sir.
So what happened a couple of laps ago of your teammate, the young gun? He had a little bit of a moment out of turn 4. Now you hold the lead of this one.
Yeah, he went for a pit stop, and I think he got a bit loose on entry.
All right. So I definitely noticed there was a lot of working together in the early stage. You reckon that's played yourself into it?
Yeah, you definitely need someone to work with, otherwise you're going to be outpaced. You got to do the leapfrog action to keep the pace up.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of the guys in the background now. Before the caution came out, your teammate Malone and Pritchard, those guys were, adapting a similar strategy, and they're actually catching up to you guys. So I think, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's when I started working with Ryan, and I think we pulled another 5/10 on him or something once we worked together.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. That's good that you pointed that out. What's the go from here?
What have we got? Still 95 laps to go. So yeah, just cruise mode. See what the go is. See if there's someone to work with, and we'll have a good race in the last 10.
Absolutely. We got Mookie in the background. He's actually a silent killer at this stage. Is there any threat from him so far? Because he's definitely got decent pace in his machine.
Yeah, Julian's always a threat. He was quick last season. I think he actually won it. So yeah. He's a definite threat at all times.
Absolutely. All right. I'll let you get back to it, mate. Thanks for joining us in the broadcast booth, and good luck for the remainder of this one.
No worries. Thank you.
So there you go. There's a bit of a chat with Darren McKenzie there, your current race leader, as we're about to go green, I think. Just quickly hop on board with race leader, see if the pace car is in front of him. So single file, and we're back to green flag racing. So it's Mackenzie, Mookie, Bullock, that's your top three. Malone and Shaw is your top five. So we are back to green light racing here at Chicagoland Speedway for the Illinois 200. So as we heard a few moments ago, so Mackenzie will be playing a similar tactic. He's going to be trying to work with someone out there, no doubt. But he doesn't have any of his teammates anywhere near him. His closest in Malone. He's currently sitting in P4. He's got a lot of pressure from the reigning champ behind. No doubt he's going to make a change of lead here. So it's the first time leading for Mookie. Malone's actually moved up in the P4, Bullock in P3. Those guys have actually drifted off a little bit in comparison to the two leaders. But Malone is actually coming out of nowhere now. So after that early race mistake, and I'm pretty sure, no doubt, he's going to try regain what he lost earlier on. And as for Ryan Barber, what could have been, I'm pretty sure he's a lap down there or thereabouts. He's 22 seconds down from the leader of this race in Mookie and Mackenzie. We've got Malone, he's starting to play himself into it now as well. So we've got a free car battle pack starting to heat up. And this is for the lead here for the Illinois 200. We've got two teammates versus the reigning champ. So down the inside, Mackenzie goes. So he's just trying to keep up that top end momentum. And he's got his teammate in his grasp as well in P3. So those guys, no doubt, are going to have a little bit of a chat to one another. Like, oi, let's work together and try to get the upper hand on Mookie here. And we also got Bullock in the background as well. He's a privateer in the series, so he's also working on his own. So two teammates, there's two guys just out here to compete in the full throttle sim racing IndyCar Series. So currently we've got 7 cars on the lead lap. Actually make that 8. I think Tacasio's still on the lead lap. Pritchard is now a lap down. I'm not sure if he actually came in for a green flag pit stop here. Looks as though he's definitely lost a lot of ground as Mackenzie goes down the inside of Mookie. We might actually hop on board with Mookie to see what sort of perspective he's got going on from the cockpit here. He's definitely going to have his hands quite busy here. No doubt. He's taking the outside line. I reckon he's letting Malone through. Just trying to benefit from the teamwork that goes on ahead with the two Southern Stars esports guys. So Malone taking the inside line, Uki on the outside, Mackenzie up ahead. He's got no threat for a few moments, you'll believe. Michael Shaw, he's actually in this battle pack as well, so might actually hop back on board with him. He's currently sitting in P5. He's got someone to his outside in Bullock, so he's driving a clean race so far, for sure. So trying to keep up with the lead guys. Down the inside goes Ryan Barber, the young gun, so he's definitely a lap down. But yeah, if another caution comes out, look for a charging finish from Barber. Right now, he's definitely under the pump. He needs to get this lap back and, you know, hope that a caution does come out, because that's the only way, me personally thinking, is the way that he's going to come back into this. We know he has the pace to sort of, you know, compete with these top guys. By no means are they easy beats. We've got a reigning champion. We've got a driver that's decorated with accolades in the full throttle sim racing world of Darren McKenzie, Malone. Those type of guys are the guys you want to be competing with week in, week out. They're competitive and fair. Campbell has definitely drifted off this battle pack just a little bit now. He's actually 3 seconds behind Shaw. So we'll hop on board back with the front guys. Adam Malone currently sitting in P3. He's trying to take a move on the reigning champ. You might see a move being made heading into turn 1. Currently on lap 52. So we're about a third of the way through this one at Chicagoland Speedway for the Illinois 200. depleted grid tonight, but if you're just tuning in, it's definitely quite an entertaining one, that's for sure. This lead battle pack of 5 cars, Mackenzie, Malone, Mookie, Bullock and Shaw, they are really playing for keeps. And then you got a lap car in Ryan Barber, who was actually on the lead lap. And if you tuned in when we had a quick interview with race leader Mackenzie, he sort of gave his perspective on what happened with his teammate Barber. He actually lost it on entry to pit lane, so he was going to take a green flag pit stop just before the caution came out. And yeah, he completely lost the rear end, so unfortunate scenes for, I guess, what could have been for Barber. He could have come out with a potential race victory tonight. It's not to say he's not out of it yet, but he's basically got to win the lottery from here. With the top 3 guys really racing bumper to bumper. We're not really in the make it or break it part of the race yet. So there we go. Mackenzie going for another change of lead down the inside across control line. Got Malone, Mookie on the outside, and it could end pear shape here as the guys behind Mackenzie almost made contact. And if anything is to happen with these front 3 guys, you get the likes of Bullock and Shaw in the background that will be licking their lips. And they'll really be hoping that, you know, one of these guys sort of just drift off a little bit. And it gives them a bit of a slingshot effect from behind and sort of take the lead from this one out of nowhere. The likes of Mackenzie, Malone and Mookie, it's hard to come by when they're racing this close to one another. I don't think you're ever going to see, if any, incidents between these 3 guys, because they are top quality racers in the full throttle sim racing world. So we've got 2 teammates, 1 and 2, Mackenzie, Malone, and it's Mookie, the reigning champ. What does he have in store for the next 50 laps? He's really going to try and play himself into it, just to buy his ticket for a race victory tonight. By no means is he leading the championship either, so he's got a lot of work to do if he's to defend his title this season in Season 2. Just a quick overview of what last season sort of transpired. Yep, Mookie was the champion in Season 1, but we were also using the older spec car. So, yeah, it's a completely new world in the IndyCar world for the full throttle guys. You know, making that jump up into the upgraded 2018 spec car. And it's definitely a lot easier to get into. It's just a jump in. You know, you have a decent amount of grip that you can, you know, hold your car on the track. But yeah, there's still a lot of seat time required to really be competing for race victories. So Barber's still lurking in the background in P7. He's currently a lap down. And if he can get past these guys, none of the guys ahead actually pitted in under caution. So if green flag pit stops were to occur, we could see Barber play himself back into it. But, you know, whatever his field load looks like and his tyre condition looks like, it probably definitely looks out of hand from that point of view. So it's Malone, Mackenzie down the inside as we cross control line. We've got Mookie in the background. He's drifted off a little bit on the previous lap. Bullock is also playing himself into the picture, as well as Michael Shaw. So there's nothing changed between the top 5 guys. We've got the 2 teammates still ahead, working together, trying to get the upper edge on the reigning champion. So we got a caution come out, and this is definitely going to play into the hands of Ryan Barber. The top three guys, Malone, McKenzie, Mookie, look for those guys to come into the pits to get a little bit of a top up on Phil, because they're definitely not going to make it to the end. The pace car is out now, and they'll be forming up behind that pace car. This is the second caution of the night. Got Malone as your new race leader as we enter the second caution. McKenzie and Mookie, that's your top three. Bullock and Michael Shaw as your top five. You've got Ryan Barber sitting in P6. He might be able to get track position back here. We got West, who's 44 laps down, still parked up in pit lane. Pritchard, he's currently a lap down. This definitely is going to play into his favour as well. So there we go. Barber gets the go-ahead to pass the pace car, so he's going to get his lap back. So there we go. Barber got his lap back, and he's currently sitting in P5. Michael Shaw lost out there, and he's relegated back to P6, but he came in for a caution pit stop. He obviously topped up on Phil. McKenzie still out on track. Malone. So those guys came, they definitely came in before. So I reckon a splash and dash from the top three guys. Here we go. Barber's coming back in the pit lane as well. So it's McKenzie, Malone, Mookie. That's your top three. We should be going green flag racing in at least 1 or 2 laps time now. Casio's sitting P7 a lap down. He's currently in pit lane. Campbell still in pit lane. And Pritchard still a lap down. So we'll see if we have anyone available for a chat in the broadcast booth. I'm not sure if we have enough time at this stage. So I don't really want to get into the driver's head, you know, coming off the final lap of caution. So we've got McKenzie, Malone, Mookie, Bullock, Shaw, Barber. That's your top 6. The rest of the guys are a lap or more down into Casio, Campbell, Pritchard, and West is completely parked up for the remainder of this one. And yeah, he brought out the first caution and obviously sustained a little bit of damage that was catastrophic to his result tonight. So, you know, best of luck for him in the next round. But as for McKenzie, Malone, the likes of those guys on the lead lap, they're definitely going to be playing for keeps now that, Barber's back into it now as well. So you got 3 teammates trying to battle it out. So might actually get Andy Barber down for a chat, Ryan's father, because he's going to be in the left ear of Ryan tonight, being his race engineer. Just get a bit of a perspective of what's going on from his point of view. Hey Andy, it's Blake. I reckon those guys are actually in a closed channel with one another, so we might not be able to get a perspective there. Might actually see if Malone's up for a chat. I'm sure these guys are pacing now. think the pace car will be coming in. Oh, so, yeah, it is. So here we go. We're about to go back to green flag racing. We're on lap 68 of 134. So we're barely under the halfway point here. Mackenzie is your race leader, followed by Malone, Mookie, Bullock, Barber, and Michael Shaw. That's your top six. Tacasio, Campbell, Pritchard rounds out the rest of the field. So here we go. Everyone's just going to try regain that momentum that they had prior to the second caution. Here we go, Malone on the inside of his teammate Mackenzie, who's currently sitting on the outside. These guys, no doubt, are working together to get the upper hand on Mookie, the reigning champ from season 1. He's really lurking in the background, that's for sure. He's just trying to be there when it matters. And as for the likes of Mackenzie, he's going to try to give Malone a helping hand by giving him another slingshot down the main straight as we cross the control line. So these guys pretty much change the lead after each couple of corners. Over racing is a lot of left-hand turns, but it's knowing where the grip is available and where you actually sit on track. It's definitely not a simple process. Cracking up laps around an oval, it's definitely in a complete different world of its own. There's definitely a skill involved, especially knowing where to put your car at all times. Really, you're racing bumper to bumper at 300 plus kilometres an hour in IndyCar. You basically have no time to react, so you basically got to plan ahead in terms of where you place your car and when you actually come in the pit lane, whether you pit in under a green flag or even pit in under a caution. The best bet is to pit in under a caution, but if you have no cautions, what else are you supposed to do? That's when you're going to have to take a gamble and maybe get on a set of newer tyres earlier if you're just behind the race leader and hope for the best that a car comes flying past and you sort of maintain that slipstream. And here we go, caution free of the night. That was very quick. I'm not sure who it involves. I reckon it might be one of the lap cars, maybe Pritchard. Sorry, I don't have a replay feature going on at this stage, so no, Pritchard's still in one piece. It's actually Joe Tacasio. He's completely binned it. He's lost a tyre and he's going to have to get a tow back to pit lane. And that's completely ended his night as we speak. So lap 74 is as far as he's going to get right now. That's not going to be the result he was after tonight. We'll see if he's actually up for a chat. It's definitely not a good scene from his point of view. But your current race leader, he's been there all night. Darren Mackenzie with Malone, his teammate, right behind him. Then Mookie in P3. That's your top three. And they're definitely the top three championship contenders in the IndyCar Series, hosted by Throttle Simracing. So we'll get a quick perspective with Joe. See if he's up for a chat. Hey Joe, it's Blake. Are you up for a chat? Can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, awesome. What happened there? 'Cause I didn't get a proper view on what happened. You completely lost your left-hand front tyre.
I had a brain fade, bro, and I was close to the wall and nothing wrong with the car, nothing wrong with anything, and I just touched the wall, and that was sayonara, good night.
Oh, absolutely.
Brett was behind me and I took him with me.
So just to get a bit of a perspective on the IndyCar oval in comparison to, say, a NASCAR oval, if you were to do that in a NASCAR, would it be the same outcome? So I wouldn't think so.
No, not at all.
Definitely not. There's a lot of grip, and being a driver, you definitely know that. And if your car grips
well,
up,
I think with the IndyCar, I think when the IndyCar touches the wall, it's your front, it's your wheels that are touching the wall, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
As opposed to NASCAR, it's your body that's just scraping the wall.
I think even if you go onto the apron, you overcorrect yourself. That grip wants to go on that direction that you've overcorrected yourself in.
Yeah, well, getting one wheel on the apron is dangerous with these cars.
Yeah.
It sucks you all over the place.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I'm going to try and rejoin this race again.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate scenes. But yeah, hopefully you get a decent amount of laps back in the remainder of this one. You're still not out of it yet, but definitely playing for the lottery here, no doubt.
100%. 100%. This is
Absolutely.
now just to finish the race.
Yeah, generate enough points to be in a competitive standpoint heading into round 4.
Yeah, well, you've got to give the guys some entertainment, Blake. Can't just
Absolutely.
pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to give the spectators something to look at.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you get back to it. Or,
Cheers, mate.
thanks for that. So that was Joe DiCasio there. He brought out the third caution for the night. We're on lap 76. Mackenzie, Malone, Bullock, that's your top 3. I think Mookie, he's actually come in the pit lane, so definitely a good strategy play there from him. He doesn't have track position now. He's not in the front 3 pack there. So yeah, entertainment for the viewers tonight, whether you're just joining in or have been watching for the entirety of the broadcast. Yeah, special words there from DiCasio. But yeah, he's definitely playing the lottery right now. By himself back into it. He's 2 laps down. And he's got a lot of repair to come to his car. So, hopefully he comes back charging next week. And like he said, he's just gonna circulate laps to generate enough points to sort of come into round 4 with a smile on his face. So yeah, we'll see what happens from here on in. We still got just under half a race to go here at Chicagoland for the Illinois 200. It's Mackenzie Malone, the 2 Sun Stars esports teammates, that are actually taking it away here. We got Brian Bullock in P3. He's definitely been someone that's been lurking in the background, a usurper in this race so far. Then we got Ryan Barber, the young gun. He's definitely brought himself back into it as well. So here we go. The pace car drifts off left, and we're about to go back to green flag racing. It's Mackenzie who will lead over Malone and Bullock and Barber. So 3 cars in the top 5, all Sun Stars esports drivers. No doubt those guys are going to be working together to maximise their results in the remainder of this one. So we're about to enter crunch time here at Chicagoland. Malone moves up in the P1 now. Those top 2 guys completely blitz the guys behind. Bullock, Barber, Mookie, those guys are drifting further and further back. And it looks like this slingshot effect is in effect as soon as the green flag came out. But it's definitely going to be playing for keeps in the last 20 laps or so between the 2 teammates, maybe even 3 teammates, because the top 3 drivers are all drivers for Sun Stars Esports. So there's definitely a lot to play for between the 3 teammates here. We've got Mookie, Bullock though, that's your top 5. So you can see Barber in the background. He's actually drifting off quite a bit. We've got DiCasio, Campbell, those guys are lap cars, 2 laps down for DiCasio. He brought out the 3rd caution of the night, and then Campbell is currently in pit lane. I'm not sure what's going on there. He might be getting a repair, or maybe even topping up on fuel, or getting another green set of tyres. As for Mackenzie, he's been there or thereabouts for pretty much the whole entirety of this one. Especially his experience is key for Barber as well, because he can sort of induce a lot of wisdom as a front-running driver to the young gun who's actually his teammate. So he's definitely going to be learning a lot from the likes of Mackenzie and even Malone. He's decorated with accolades, like I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast. And that's why these guys are leading this race quite comfortably as teammates, 1 and 2. We've got Barber. He's actually stuck on the outside. Mookie, the reigning champ, on the inside. We might actually have to go back and get a bit of a view of what's going on here. There we go. We've got Mookie in the background, and we've got Brian Bullock in P5. He's playing himself into this battle pack as well. Got Pritchard, he's back onto the lead lap, so good to see from him. Michael Shaw tracking well in P7. So see behind the reigning champ really trying to make the most of the slipstream. Down the back straight we go. Barber goes defensive on the inside lane. He should be able to hold it coming out of turn 4. He's going to be under pressure heading into turn 1. His 2 teammates up ahead can't help him from here on in. He's on his own. Look, he's really gaining ground on these 2 guys as they battle it out, and down the inside, there we go. Mookie should make an easy prey of Barber on the outside. We're about to touch side by side. How didn't they completely take each other out there? You swear those 2 guys rub panels. So Mackenzie is currently your race leader over Malone. So the 3 Southern Stars esports drivers currently occupy your top 3. Mookie is the best of the rest so far, the reigning champion from season 1. We've got Brian Bullock in the background. He's definitely a usurper in this battle so far. Could he come out with a surprising podium finish tonight? We'll wait and see. Those intervals, there's barely anything in it between the top 5. Pritchard is actually 1.5 seconds back. So we'll hop on board to helicopter cams and TV cams here. So we have a look at what's going on in the background. So there we go. Mookie actually makes that move look quite easy. And Barber drifting back a little bit. Maybe trying to regain that momentum by trying to stay in the slipstream with Mookie ahead. And his 2 teammates are ahead of Mookie in P1 and 2, Mackenzie and Malone. So there's nothing changed at the top. We're on lap 88 of 134. So still plenty of laps ticking down here for the drivers to sort of punch their ticket into the final 5 lap sprint. No doubt that's when you're going to see the most cautions come out, and I don't think teammates are going to be teammates at that stage either. They're going to be playing for keeps for their own personal accolades. There we go, another change for lead. Malone over Mackenzie. Might actually see what's transpiring down the back. I'll hop on board with Shaw. He's coming from the Southern Stars esports booth as well. And Pritchard ahead of him. I'm pretty sure those 2 guys are teammates as well. So we've got 5 SSE drivers. They're currently occupying the grid tonight. So they've got 5 chances of coming out victorious. And it looks as though they're going to be hard to beat throughout the entirety of the season. The likes of Mookie, their only challenge at this stage. Bullock could play himself into it if he keeps it clean and fast-paced laps in the next 30 laps. Malone, Mackenzie, just swapping positions, corner after corner. So you see the 6 drivers up ahead. They're still reasonably close. Between 1st to 7th, there's about 3.5 seconds in it. So it's a very tight field tonight with the depleted grid we have as well. So there's still plenty of action transpiring, especially between the 2 teammates and the reigning champ up ahead. And the young gun of Ryan Barber had an early incident on entry to pit lane. He's played himself back into it. And Brian Bullock is also playing it safe tonight and giving it a clean drive as well. How is this going to change the complexity of the championship standings? You've got the likes of Malone, Mackenzie, Barber, and then Bullock. Those guys occupied the top 6 positions in the championship. So no doubt with Sam Catacasino, who's actually out tonight, last week's race winner. He's a championship leader, couldn't make it tonight. He's definitely not going to hold the championship lead at the end of round 3 here at Chicagoland for the Illinois 200. On board with Mackenzie. So you see that teamwork really starting to play the effect it's meant to. Mookie in the background, then Barber in P4. So there we go, once again, that slingshot effect. We're not going to see that stop anytime soon. Campbell completely out of this race now as well. He's actually 19 laps down, so unfortunate scenes for him. And a special mention for Joe, who's currently back out on track, tracking laps in a wounded Indy car. It's definitely going to be a hard challenge from here on in for him to come across control line with a decent amount of points at the end of this one. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a fine effort from him, committed effort that is. Mackenzie, Malone, Mookie, that's your top three. Barber, Bullock is your top five. Pritchard and Shaw still on the lead lap. And still possibilities to come out victorious, but they need to put pedal to the metal now because they are drifting further and further back as we speak. So Pritchard, he's almost on the rear bumper of Bullock here. We've got a caution. So fourth caution of the night. What has happened? Mackenzie, he's completely binned it by the looks of it. Race leader. I'm not sure what's happened. See if we can get a replay up on screen. I'm not sure who's lost it. Sort of get a bit of a gist of what happened. So yeah, it was race leader of Darren Mackenzie who actually lost it. I reckon he's caught the inside of the apron. I don't think it's contact between the two teammates, is it? It might be. Just wait and see what happens here. I reckon, no, he does go too low, I reckon. And that's where he's lost it. That's where he's lost it. Like Joe said earlier, that apron, once you get one tyre on the inside like that, you know, you have that much grip in the rear end that it wants to feed you around. And as a result, Mackenzie completely spun around. Lucky to have not sustained any damage from that. He's still in it for sure, but, you know, not something we want to see from a driver of his capability. So we'll go back to our live scenes here. So here we go. Back to live. Everyone pretty much taking a pit stop here on the caution. We'll see if we can get anyone in the booth. Might actually see if Adam Malone is up for a chat. He's one of your front-running drivers tonight. Hey Adam, it's Blake. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. How you going?
Yeah, good, thank you. So the teamwork that's going on with you and Mackenzie is definitely playing off, but unfortunately for Mackenzie, he actually lost the rear end coming onto the apron there.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. I just spoke to him then, and he said, yeah, he just hit the white line there for a second. So
yeah,
done a couple of 360s.
Yeah, he's still in it. No damage whatsoever. We had a look at a replay, and yeah, he kept it off the wall and off the green stuff. So yeah, he lives to fight another day. So is it still the same plan from here? If you know, any of your teammates can sort of drive with you there, you got your young teammate
yeah,
behind.
for sure. Ryan right behind me, so if we can team up, or if Darren or Tom can catch up to the front, it's definitely on.
Yeah. So definitely a massive chance for a victory for Southern Stars Esports tonight, no doubt.
Ah, for sure. Hopefully one of us get on the podium here.
Absolutely.
Tonight.
And we got the reigning champ. He's actually leading this one. He hasn't led too many laps tonight, but
no, he's been just sitting back watching everything play out, and I think he's going to turn it up a bit.
Absolutely.
The last few laps here now.
So yeah, we got 33 laps remaining. It's pretty much crunch time from here on in now. Yeah, those laps come down quite quickly under green flag conditions.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, I reckon
So
it's now or never for the likes of Mackenzie who lost it. So,
yeah, I don't think it'll take him long to get back up. I'm not sure how far back he is, but with the drift on these cars, it's quite easy to jump back up in the front.
yeah. All right. Thanks for joining me in the broadcast booth, mate, and good luck for the remainder of this one.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Blake.
So, had a chat with Sunstars Esports driver Adam Malone. He's currently occupying P2 as we speak under caution. So, it was a very detailed chat there about, I guess, what sort of discussions are going on in the background between the teammates and what sort of teamwork sort of plans they got going on. But yeah, he's definitely backing the skills in of Darren McKenzie to sort of charge his way back up to the front of the field. Now, I wouldn't expect anything less either. He's got the likes of Michael Shaw and, yeah, Pritchard ahead of him. He should be able to get past the guys ahead. And once he reaches his teammates in Barber and Malone, they should be able to work together. But the likes of Mookie, what does he have in store from here on in? Because, yeah, he's just been watching it all play out from P3 for the majority of the race. And all of a sudden, he's coming out with the lead under this fourth caution. So I reckon he's definitely going to up it at antics once the pace car drifts off left. And here we go. We're about to go back to green flag racing here at Chicagoland Speedway. It's going to be Mookie over Malone over Barber. That's your top three. So Barber gets a massive launch over his teammate Malone. And I'm not sure where Mookie is right now. He's actually completely gapped the field. And he's really played it clean off the green flag start there at the end of caution 4. So in the background, we got two wide racing going on here. So we've got Barber, Malone, and we've got Pritchard. He's actually moved up into the top 4. Mackenzie, he's back into it now. So there's definitely all to play for between these top 6 guys. We've got Bullock, Michael Shaw. He's in the background. He's drifting a little bit further back from this front battle pack. He's still on the lead lap. And we might have a couple more cautions yet to come if we have this close racing for the remainder of this one. So, no one's definitely out of it yet. There's Michael Shaw. He's dealing with a bit of lap traffic there as well. We've got Joe Picasso in the background there. Campbell and West, they're both parked up, so it's anyone's race to win in that top 7. So Shaw moves up over Pritchard, who's right behind the rear bumper now. I haven't seen too much of these two guys tonight. They've just been, playing their own race, just trying to keep themselves in with the chance. So Mookie still leads this one over Barber and Malone, Mackenzie. So second to fourth, the Southern Stars Esports team guys, they're definitely going to be working together to get the upper hand on Mookie. And as you can see at the front as we speak. So we'll just quickly get a gist of what's going on here. Barber down the inside. Is there going to be a change for lead heading into turn 1? There is. So Mookie in the mid lane there. We've got Mackenzie on the outside lane. Can he hold it? Is there enough grip out there to hold it where he is? We've got Malone just trying to give him a little bit of a bump draft. Obviously, you wouldn't want to be too aggressive on the bump drafts in the IndyCar because it could be catastrophic, no doubt. But here we go. Young lad in Ryan Barber. He's really trying to get his first race victory tonight. He's had promising results in the Truck Series on Thursday nights. He's looking for his first race victory in the full Throttle Simracing world. There's still a lot of development to come from the young lad. Mookie, he's definitely racing with some top-tier drivers here. We've got a Season 1 champion in the IndyCar Series, and then guys decorated with accolades in his fellow teammates, Malone and Mackenzie behind him. Those two guys are working together to try help out the young lad in Barber. And around the outside goes Mookie. He's just holding station here. I reckon took two completely different mindsets. We've got Mookie who's seasoned with experience, and then we've got an inexperienced Ryan Barber who's got the experience in the background from his father. He's actually, he's playing race engineer tonight. So referee's given him a lot of words of wisdom and, you know, sort of trying to keep him calm in situations like this. Because being inexperienced in a situation like this, it could end pear-shaped for the young lad. And, you know, hopefully he's getting that sort of attention right now from the race engineer point of view. He's still got his teammates lurking in the background in Malone, McKenzie, trying to help him out where they can. So here we go. It's pretty much bumper to bumper between the top 6 guys. So we've got Barber, Mookie, Malone, McKenzie, Bullock and Pritchard. And then we got Michael Shaw. He's still lurking in the background just behind Takacio. Sure what's going on there, if that's a glitch, where it might be. Race leader, followed by Mookie Malone, your top 3. So we've got a better perspective on board with Mookie. He's trying to get his first race victory of the season. And he's got a lot of pressure from Malone in behind. He's right on that rear bumper as we speak. Mookie just trying to see where he can place the car here. So we've got less than 20 laps to go here at Chicagoland Speedway for the Illinois 200. It's still all to play for between the top 7. Any one of those drivers can come out victorious tonight, but currently it's Barber over Mookie, over Malone, over McKenzie, over Bullock. That's your top 5. Pritchard and Shaw still in with a chance. So there you go, you get your last lap perspectives. So Mookie's slightly faster than Barber, which isn't any of a surprise. Malone, he's actually the quickest driver last lap. So he's definitely been favoured by, you know, sitting in the background between the 2 lead guys. And then we've got McKenzie currently in P4. Giving that slingshot effect with Malone, just trying to play themselves back into it as Mookie goes around the outside. He doesn't have the momentum to hold it out there. So he drifts it back down to the inside lane. Barber just trying to break the slipstream. He's gone defensive once again. The pressure is on between the top 2. I don't think Barber's Southern Star teammates can help him from here. Around the outside, does he have the momentum? No, he doesn't, so he's just going to have to hold station. So the top 5 guys, there's barely anything in it. So Malone and McKenzie, side by side across control line. Those guys are helping each other out. And here we go around the outside. Looks as though they have the momentum on the 2 guys ahead. And they've really played themselves into it now. So all of a sudden, the pressure is all on Mookie. Barber looks as though the pressure's a little bit relieved with the reinforcements in his teammate behind. Bullock, Pritchard, Shaw, those guys are outside chances, but still in with a chance, no doubt. Takacio circulating laps just to generate points. It's a good tactic from him to come into next round, you know, with a decent smile on his face. So Barber still currently holds the lead. Is it going to be experience or is it going to be youth that comes out victorious tonight? We've got 13 laps remaining. These 13 laps are going to be extremely long for Ryan Barber. They're going to feel like an eternity. If he can get up, it'll be his first race victory in the full Throttle Simracing community. He's definitely got a promising iRacing career in ovals ahead. He's already battling it out with the likes of, you know, reigning champ, guys like Darren McKenzie and Adam Malone. Brian Bullock, he's actually had a decent race tonight. He currently sits P6 in the championship. So it looks as though he might move up, best case scenario, into P4. think these top two guys, Mookie and Barber, they're actually drifting back ahead now. Two Southern Stars esports guys behind, Mackenzie and Malone. Drifted off a bit because Mackenzie's half a second down on Mookie now. So Barber, he's definitely left out in the open here. Under pressure from the reigning champ. What does he have left? So basically say the top 7 are separated by less than 3 seconds. So barely anything in it. If we are to have a late race caution, I think we have one green, white checkered there. I think that's the maximum we could have. Yeah, as for Barber, he's still holding on quite finely. I think maybe he's just taken it to a new level now. He knows he needs to get past Barber in the next few laps or so. He needs to be able to control this one. She's trying to play mind games here on the outside, heading into turn 1 on lap 126. Barber holds the inside lane. Mookie on the outside. Mackenzie, he's actually gained a lot of ground on Mookie, but Mookie takes the outside lane down the back straight. Barber stuck on the inside. Is he going to hold it off? He does. So the young lad holding on. Oh, I thought we were going to have an oversteer there from Mookie. Holds on to it. He's trying to position his machine just so he can get the momentum coming out the last couple of corners, but you know, it remains status quo between his top two guys. Mackenzie's drifting off the front two again, so you know, pace is sporadic from the two Southern Stars guys behind the 2 leaders. Bullock moves up into P4, so Malone, something must be happening to him. Pace must be dropping off just a little bit. These tyres will be crying a little bit hurt right now. So we've got 6 laps remaining coming across control line. It's Barber over Mookie over Mackenzie. That's your top 3. Bullock, Malone rounds out your top 5. Pritchard and Shaw still on the lead lap. Going to get a decent result there. Tacasio 2 laps down. He's still out on track. Wonderful commitment from him. And we actually have West back out on track, and he's still 54 laps down. Campbell is parked up in pit lane. So there's barely anything in it between these two guys. They go side by side once again across control line. And here we go. Mackenzie has played himself into it. And then we got Bullock in the background as well. Now where's Malone? Malone's got to be lurking somewhere. So defending an inside lane once again is Barber. Bullock could be on for a surprise podium finish here. Mookie around the outside. Sort of a cold trickle trick right here. Just trying to overtake on the outside. It's definitely not going to work. Not at this stage in the race, I don't think. And what's happened here? I reckon we've got a bit of latency there. I don't think that's actual damage on Barber's machine. I'm not sure what's happening with the iRacing servers tonight, but they're not playing nice, that's for sure. So Mookie still trailing Barber, who currently holds the lead. Mackenzie and Bullock, that's your top 4. We've still got Malone. He's an outside chance from P5, but a little bit too far back, you would think. But here we go, side by side once again across control line. Now, does Mackenzie place his car down the inside just to help out his teammate? No, he goes to the outside lane, trying to get a little bit of a drafting benefit from Mookie ahead, the reigning champ. So there you go, you've got Mackenzie in behind, and then you've got Barber to the left-hand side of Mookie. There we go, white flag is out. This is the final lap of the Illinois 200 at Chicagoland Speedway. Is the young gun going to get his first victory in the full Throttle Simracing community? It's all to play for. Mookie around the outside. This is his only opportunity now. Barber holds the inside lane. He's got a little bit of a jump on him. He's got greater momentum coming out the last corner. They're going to go wheel to wheel across control line, but it's going to be Barber, the young gun, who comes out victorious for his first time. Reigning champ comes home P2. Darren McKenzie, teammate of Barber, comes home in P3. Brian Bullock, out of nowhere, surprise drive tonight to end up in the top 5. He played all the cards right to end up with a decent result. And Adam Malone, he put in a lot of effort tonight, but P5 was as good as he was going to get for tonight's race here at Chicagoland. We're going to hop on board with Barber. I'm sure he's going to crack up a burnout. His first time in victory lane, Gatorade victory lane, as we'll call it here at Chicagoland. So here we go. He's going to crack up quite a fine burnout, and much deserved from the young lad. He's definitely got a promising future in the world of oval racing in the iRacing platform. He's got the likes of Sunstars Esports to help him out in that journey. So there you go. Unofficial results. Barber, Mookie, McKenzie. That's your top 3. Those guys will all be in for post-race interviews. We've got Bullock, Malone. That's your top 5. Pritchard, Michael Shaw round out 6th and 7th. Tacasio comes home 2 laps down. And he's going to get a decent points haul for that effort as well. Campbell and West rounds out the 10-car field tonight. So we'll just quickly get these post-race proceedings up and running. So we got Darren waiting in the green room, so we'll get those guys in once we have those guys wanting to come in. We have a good discussion with especially the 2 teammates, and then the reigning champ Mookie, if he's up for a chat. Yeah, but, you know, first week back, iRacing is definitely a different kettle of fish, and, you know, something that I truly want to, you know, improve in and obviously make it close to the real thing as I can in the near future. And to do it with the likes of Full Throttle Simracing is definitely a treat. These guys, it's, yeah, definitely a lot of competitive drivers coming through the ranks, and, you know, they're cracking up some fine battles for us to watch. So, you know, credit to the guys, Michael Shaw, who actually is the lead admin in Full Throttle Simracing. And thanks for Andy Barber for the organisation of the IndyCar Series. Yeah, he's the father of the young gun, Ryan Barber. So we'll bring those guys in. So the 2 teammates are awaiting in the green room. We'll see if Mookie's up for a chat as well. So yeah, I don't think we have Julian in Discord. So Darren and Ryan, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, mate.
Awesome. Now, we'll head it off to Ryan first. First of all, congratulations. I'm under the impression this is your first victory in the Full Throttle Sim Racing community. Is that correct?
For this season, yes. Last season I did win 1 race. However, it's pretty good making it 2 now.
Absolutely. So you definitely got a promising future here, especially in the oval racing world. How does it fare, IndyCar or NASCAR? Which would you prefer, really?
IndyCar, in my opinions, you can drive much harder, and the risk is much greater, which makes the reward even better. So yeah, I do NASCAR as well, and that's good in its own aspects, but I rather IndyCar.
Absolutely. Now, you came from a lap down, that early incident on entry to pit lane, taking a green flag pit stop. Did that sort of get to you at any stage during the race? Did you think you would come out in victory lane?
I wasn't too sure. My main focus was to get back in the lead lap and take it lap by lap and see what was happening. Yeah, the spin on the pit entry did shake me up a little bit, and I did think about how I would approach the pit lane for the remainder of the race.
Awesome stuff. And I'm sure this also plays a key aspect on moving up in the championship standings as well. Whether or not you'll come out as the championship leader heading in the round 4, I'm not sure, but you're definitely well and truly up there this season. And then you got your teammate in Darren, who's actually up there fighting and battling with you as well. But yeah, congratulations on your first race victory this season, and hopefully more to come from your perspective. Now over to you, Darren. You're pretty much leading the whole race up until that point where you lost the rear end. What happened there? Did that sort of get to you at that stage, or did you know you were sort of going to gain that ground back with the team guys that were ahead of you?
Yeah, I sort of touched that white line there, and it threw me on a hard left, so it was just 360s after that, and luckily didn't hit anything, so I was able to keep it going. Put on a fresh set of boots after that, and yeah, once Ryan got to the front and he held that low line, no one was getting past him, so he did really well to hold on to that win. He wanted it bad.
Absolutely, and to hold it off from the reigning champ is a complete credit to Ryan as well, especially at the amount of pressure that was going on for 30 laps after that last caution. It's especially from a lad that's got little experience to come out victorious in those sort of situations. It's definitely going to be a game for him, and even for yourself, Darren. You know, you got young blood coming through the team. There's going to be a lot of competition between you two guys, no doubt, as well.
Yeah, definitely. Ryan's stepped up the game probably within the last month or so. He's become a lot more competition, so he's someone to always keep an eye out for.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, congratulations tonight on the race win, Ryan, and the podium finish, Darren. I don't think Julian's actually in the Discord, so I don't think we'll be able to have a chat to him. But yeah, all the best for the rest of the season, especially next week. Yeah, good luck for the remainder. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thank you for the broadcast.
Thanks for broadcasting for us, Blake.
No worries. Thanks, lads. So there you have it. That was round 3 of Full Throttle Sim Racing's IndyCar Series here at Chicagoland for the Illinois 200. Yeah, young gun Ryan Barber came out victorious tonight for his second race victory in the Full Throttle Sim Racing community and first race victory of the season. And it's definitely got to put him into a competitive standpoint in terms of championship standings. So whether or not he comes out as the championship leader, we'll wait and see, and we'll keep you updated heading into the next round, and we'll get some posts up on the Facebook page once they come available from the guys from Full Throttle Sim Racing. But from myself, from Metamodern Racing Network, it's been a pleasure joining you guys here at Chicagoland Speedway tonight for the Illinois 200. I've been Blake Tilbrook, and I'll see you in the next broadcast tomorrow night for Shakedown Sim Racing's GT3 Tour 5 round 2, and we'll be at Alton Park for a couple of sprint races. That's on a completely different platform in Assetto Corsa, so, and completely different style of racing and road courses. So, you know, if you're up for that sort of viewing, it's definitely something to hop in on and, you know, have a suss and see what they can do. But as for Full Throttle Sim Racing, we'll be back at it Thursday night for the Truck Series. I think that's at Auto Club. I'll quickly have a look. No, it's at Texas. So we'll be at Texas Motor Speedway for round 3 of the NASCAR Truck Series, hosted by Full Throttle Sim Racing. And I expect that just to be just as good as what we had featured tonight in the IndyCar Series. So